Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to start a series on an upcoming early access game called Final Upgrade. If you look in the top left here, this is the kind of the starting screen. It says early access, and if you look at the bottom, you can see the build that I'm playing on, 3261. So let's jump right in. This is a pretty cool game. I've had this for quite a long time. It's been in my queue. I finally got to it, so I'm anxious to get started. I played maybe an hour and a half before recording this, so I'm a little familiar, not an expert, but let's learn about it together. Here we go. Let's jump in, new game. I'm going to go ahead and accept all the defaults here. We got tutorial hints on, abundant resources is off, hyper jump cost multiplier, no. So I'm just going to accept the defaults. Let's go. Okay, we got a bunch of tutorial messages and we've got some stuff to look at here. This is our initial spaceship. I forget what it's called. If it's called your mothership or something. Anyway, this is our main spaceship. So we can see it's made up of a bunch of different components here and it's telling us what these things are. So here, these little modules here are storage units. It says quantum container can be upgraded to increase capacity. Then we've got these research stations here. I think there's 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. Those will help us move up the tech tree. Power generators, those are over here. These guys, I think, consume... Down here, they're going to consume oil. It looks like there's storage here for oil. And they'll consume oil and generate electricity for us. That'll go into the batteries. And then up top here, it looks like these guys are going to burn coal and generate electricity. So we've got 2 ways of generating power on the ship. We got another row of research stations down here. And then liquid tanks. It's showing us where the oil is. Then it says force hatch down here. It says does not allow hostile robots to enter a structure. But we've got these little robots here. Let me see if I can zoom in. We've got these little robot ports here. So it says a dock station. Robots wait and recharge there, these spots. And then this little force field kind of thing allows the robots to kind of come in, come out. In this case, they'll be coming in to grab some building materials. But we'll learn about all this as we go. Okay, we've got an extractor here. It says right click opens the menu. We can do that. Right click. This is showing, this is our extractor. It's showing that it wants to process iron from this input, which is iron ore, but currently this technology is locked. So we're going to have to unlock this. But this starting station the mothership is kind of built for us ahead of time. But we need to unlock some tech in order to make it fully operational. And then here we've got a bunch of storage with the iron ore. You can see that material iron. Let's see, are these each holding, yeah, iron ore. This one has 23 stored out of 25 spots. That'll get run through the extractor, and then it's going to spit out this these iron blocks here. We'll see all this stuff. Ship core, hold left Alt to see the tooltip. You can just also just leave the mouse and leave the mouse over the different machine, and it will pop up the tooltip. So there's our ship core, shows the energy, shows what it's made out of, and the hyperdrive. Okay, uses energy from batteries. That's what moves the ship around. And let's take a look at some of these pop-up kind of database help tips here. We won't go through all of these, maybe all the ones in this list, but we're going to get a bunch of these as we play on. We may skip some and come back to them. Let's see. Okay, goal. You are an artificial intelligence created to help humanity colonize the universe. Your task is to achieve a total colony population of 1 billion. So that's kind of the end game goal. And it's showing right now our current population of colonies at the top of the screen, 0. We don't have anybody populated anywhere. And the next target, kind of the next little milestone, is just to get up to 1 million. And again, we want to get to 1 billion over time. Okay, camera control. Okay, pretty straightforward. WASD for moving around, and then scroll for the zoom in, zoom out. And then there's a camera tilt if we use the middle mouse button. The camera tilt is kind of temporary. Like if we, I can tilt it like this and we can kind of get a side view, but it feels mostly like a 2-dimensional game. If If I let up on the center mouse button, it kind of snaps back. All right, let's see what else we got. Keybinds. Press F1 to see all the keybinds. So we can do a quick check of that. There's all our keybinds. We may come into this, but it's fairly intuitive. All right, what else we got? Hyperjump. Okay, point the cursor at the ship and press J, or right-click on it and select Jump to Sector. And then that takes you into the map, and then you just click where you want to go, and your ship will take you there. We'll see that plenty of times, so I'm kind of rushing through these. Research or upgrade tech. Activate the tech tree by pressing T. Click on a technology you wish to unlock. And there is a tree. It is a tree, so there's preceding tech must be already researched before you can research one that has a dependency, and then press the research button. All right, very easy. Build research stations, batteries, and supply them with energy. Note, free AI's memory is required for storing technology data. So what that's referring to is if you look at the bottom of the screen here, see it says total memory, 64,000 experience points kind of thing. Free memory, 64,000 experience points. That's kind of like our memory bank, and we can only research enough technologies to fill this up. Once it's filled up, we can't research any more technologies unless we forget a technology. So a cool dynamic in this game, we'll see it. I don't know if we'll get to do it. Maybe we will. But you can research technologies. Let's go on the tech tree and just take a quick look. I'll zoom out. But there's a bunch of stuff we're going to unlock here. But and each one is going to take some memory to do. Like, for example, let's see. I know we're probably going to have to research this iron extraction. So if I click that, it's showing me it's going to take up 2,000 experience points out of my 64,000. And if we research, it'll start going. And we're going to do that in a second. But if for some reason we wanted to research something and we had used up all our memory, we could forget a research, kind of unresearch it, so to speak. We wouldn't have access to that technology anymore, but we'd free up some memory and maybe be able to research something that's more important. All right, unlock machines. To unlock specific machine, research any item that is produced by that machine. Okay. Pretty straightforward. We'll see this as we go. Now we've got some hints here telling us what to do. It says unlock tech. Unlock tech, the iron extraction tech. If I click the help button, it kind of pulls us back into the same thing we just saw. And then if I hit the play button, I don't know what that does. Okay, it takes us there. All right, there's iron extraction. I'll click on it. I'll click research, boom, and off we go. It takes some time to do the research. If I escape out of here, you can see now our little research labs are humming along. They're consuming power to do it. And then all of a sudden, our little power generators here are starting to chew up some of the coal that we've got stored on the ship to generate power and I guess refill our batteries. And here's a battery that's kind of starting to get a little weak. So we've got research kicked off. Let's see what else they want to do. They want us to do. It says claim sector Mars. Let's go ahead and hit play. Okay, it's taking us straight to Mars. I don't know if there's much we can do here. Let me go back to our map. I just scroll out to get to our map. And I'm going to go back to Earth. There's our ship. Let's go to Mars. All we got to do is right-click on the ship and select Jump to Sector. And then the map comes up and we want to go to Mars. So I'm just going to click on Mars, primary click, boom. Our ship powers up, and here we are on Mars, or orbiting Mars, I should say. Bottom of the screen is showing that we're still researching iron extraction. All right, slowly proceeding on the research. We're burning through power. We're burning through coal to generate energy. Let's see what it says here under these new hints up top. All right, establish colony. Find a sector with a colonizable planet, kind of like Mars. Open up the map by pressing M, hover the cursor over the sector while holding left alt. Move a ship to the sector. Okay, we've just done that. Right click on the ship and select claim. Note the sector must border an already claimed sector. Attempting to claim a sector owned by another faction will start a war. All right, we don't have that worry. But if we look at the map, we have Earth, I think, already colonized by default, although we don't have any colonists, but we own Earth, kind of. It says not colonizable if you look at the bottom. That little pop-up in the bottom left. So Mars is right next to us, so we can colonize this if we want. Let's go back in, right click on the ship, and we're just going to select claim sector. That's going to cost us some power. Boom. All right, it says colony established. So I'm going to hit pause here just for the heck of it. So what does it mean to colonize a planet? So now we look up at the top of the screen. We've got 25,000 people on Mars. Here they are at the bottom right of the screen. This tells us a little bit about what's going on. The population is 25,000, so we can see that again. Right now, the planet is level 1 of 6, and we can level up the planet. As we do level up the planet, it's going to get us more memory so that we can research more things in the tech tree. In fact, it looks like we may have gotten more already. But let's just see. And then it what else it shows. It's showing us that it has a constant demand of this kind of processed iron. So we need to send that down to the planet in order for the population to increase and then eventually level up. And then every once in a while, it'll have these one-off orders here that we need to supply to the planet. And I think, I'm not sure if that unlocks tech, or we'll see what the benefit is of doing that. Now, if we look over at the bottom left of the screen, we still see the planet's 1 of 6. Now, this is showing that the planet itself is giving us iron ore. That's what they're producing. And if we want to increase the output of the iron ore, like right now we're getting 8 per second, it looks like. Is that right? But if we want to increase it, we need to supply plastic plates, 500 of them, to the planet, and then that will upgrade the output production. So let's see what the pop-up says here. Let's colonize Mars. Mars has the first deposit of iron, the cheapest construction material. Move a ship to the sector, right-click on the ship. Okay, we did the claim. Press U to open up the blueprints. Press the button to open the selection window. Select stations, select Mars station, press the build button, place the station in empty space, assign a construction ship, top up the station's energy, and then drag and drop the resource icon to the trade hub link, or to the trade hub to link the planetary deposit with the station. All right, I'll show you what I think all that is saying. So we're here. We want to get resource from Mars, and we want to send a refined resource back down to Mars. So one thing that's going to help us is to build a station. So they said go to the blueprints. I'm going to hit the magnifying glass here in the top left just to see everything that we can possibly build. And you can build these by hand too, but we're going to use the templates for the most part. I'll go to stations. That's what they suggested. I'm going to select Mars station, and I'm going to pick build over here at the bottom left. Boom. I think this tells you what material you want to build the station out of. Right now, we've only got iron. Down the road, I think you can build these stations out of stronger metals and things. So if they come under attack, they'll be more prepared to withstand that attack. But right now, we're just going to go with iron. That's all we got. Build. Now it said to just drop this anywhere. Boom. So now, okay, now we name it. I'll just call it Station Mars. That's fine. So now we've got this blueprint for a space station that's orbiting Mars. And then you can see it's giving us a hint what we need to do. We need to just click on our ship here, flagship, click and drag, and indicate that we want to construct this station. Okay. So let's see, that should start. Oh, I'm paused. Let me unpause. So our flagship just moved over a little bit, and now we've got this big construction laser here that's using this iron material to build the station. And then we've also got these little construction robots that are helping out. They're doing the same kind of thing. They're shuttling back and forth to the station. They're grabbing iron from here. See, that guy just grabbed it, put it on his back. Some carry it in front of them, some have it on their backpack. Meanwhile, we have all of this storage filled with the iron ore, and that is now being smelted into more of this refined iron. And all of that's being used again to build the station out. So while that's building, let's take a look at the hints here. It says build iron, build production iron. Let's see what this says. Now, is this what we just did? No, this is just establishing a colony. Colonize Mars. So we built the Mars station. Okay, we just assigned the construction ship. And now once it's built, we're going to need to top up the station's energy by we're basically going to transfer some energy from our flagship over to the station just to get it going. And then here it says drag and drop the resource icon to the trade hub to link the planetary deposit with the station. So this is how we're actually going to import iron ore from the planet to the station. We'll see that in a minute once it's built. Still being constructed here. Can probably speed up time. Let's do that a little bit here. So our station, we've got a fair amount of power stored up in all these batteries. And then we had a little bit of coal here. We're burning through it. But this coal ore is being used to generate power and recharge our batteries as we go. But we're about to kind of exhaust that. We've got oil down here that can be used to generate power, but I don't think we have it researched yet. So if you look at the bottom of this little pop-up, it says no tech, electricity from oil. So even though we've got oil on hand, we don't have the technology to produce electricity from it just yet. All right, here is the station. It's getting built. Almost there. And then we've got some stuff we need to do to get this thing operational. It looks like we're all built. I'm going to slow down time and I'm going to pause. Let's take a look at what we got here. This is our Mars station. So we've got some robots here as part of the station. Looks like we've got 8 robots. We've got a construction laser, which is pretty cool. So we'll be able to build things around here if we want. Then we've got a bunch of empty power cells. So we're going to need to charge those up. Then this guy is our trade hub. This is how we're going to bring iron up. In fact, there's a hint here that's showing us. You can see that little cursor saying, hey, drag the iron ore from the planet. This is what the planet's producing for us. We're going to drag that up into the trade hub. Boom. And then once we power this up, that should bring in iron. Let's hit play just to clear that little icon there. I don't think... Oh, I see. They're asking us to refill our mothership with iron. So we can do that too. Here's the iron ore. We drag that to our storage on our flagship. Our flagship is going to go down to the planet's surface and grab some. Okay, when it comes back, we'll add some power here. All right, let's take some power off of our ship and put it onto the station. See here. Boom. And now we pick how much power we want to send over. I'm going to max this. So now our station is transferring some of its power into the station. And now the station is getting iron from the surface, iron ore from the surface of the planet, running it through these guys, which are extractors. And I guess they're already configured to produce the refined iron. And here is the iron that we've been using for all of our construction stuff. Right? So now it's asking us to drag this iron resource. Here's another trade hub, right? So we got a trade hub that's bringing resources from the planet onto the station. Here's another trade hub, and they're saying, set this one up to deliver the refined iron back down to Mars. So we'll do that. We'll just drag it and see if that works. Okay. And now this hub is taking in iron, this refined iron, and just transmitting it back down to the planet. You can see this number's going down. So Mars wants, about 1,000 iron, backlogged demand, and then it's going to want a quarter of a nugget of iron every second from then on. You know, it's just consistently going to have this demand. And as we meet the demand, the population's going up, and eventually we'll be able to level up this planet. And then that'll get us the more ability to research, move up on the tech tree. And then if we look over here at the bottom left, here's the iron. We're producing quite a bit here. It looks like 21 per second almost. But in order to increase the amount of production, we would need to provide plastic plates. We don't even know how to make those yet. Let's take a look at what else is going on with our Mars station. We saw the robots, we saw the power, we saw the import trade hub, we saw the export trade hub, we saw the iron extractors taking the ore, turning it into refined iron. What's down here and how come nothing's happening? So here we've got stampers. These are going to turn iron into ingots. It's just another form, a more refined form of iron. But again, if you look at the bottom of the pop-up, it says no tech iron ingots. So we haven't researched that. So we can't make this yet. So these machines are just waiting until we get the technology. In between this iron sitting here, see these little tubes. It's kind of hard to tell with all these little arrows. These are basically transport tubes. So think of them like kind of conveyor system, just moving this raw resource from one area to another and allowing it to go into a machine. And then at the bottom of all these stampers, I believe these are all set up to probably do the same thing. Produce iron ingots, iron ingots. Once we've unlocked that technology, the iron ingots will kind of collect here. And then they'll be fed into yet another machine, a fabricator this time. And this guy is set up to produce iron shells. And again, we don't have this researched yet. So, part of the station's operational, part of it's not. Let's see. Here's our mothership. We're out of coal. That's going to be a problem for us because we need power. Our batteries are getting a little bit lower. We still have a couple banks here pretty filled. So it's not urgent. We've got some iron ore, but we could use a little more. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get some off the planet. Now, we don't have as much supplied there. I wonder if I could steal it from here. I don't know. I don't think so. So I could drag from here and let's see. I've got a piece of iron. If I drag it to here, I think it's just going to send me. Oh no, it's filling it up. Let's see. Let's fill up the storage here. Just dragging raw iron from our ship, our station, I should say, which has automatically importing it from the planet and just dragging that in. All right, cool. So we're stocked up on iron. We need to go get coal. Let's look at the tips and see what it wants from us or what they're suggesting. It says unlock the tech carbon extraction. So it takes us right to the tech tree. Let's do what they say. We'll just research it. We got plenty of experience points or XP. Let's just go ahead and research that. That'll take a little bit of time to research. Hit escape to get out of there. Now it says claim the sector Venus. We kind of know what to do, right? Let's right click here. Jump to sector. Here's Venus. Boom. Charge up the ship. Off it goes. Okay, we want to colonize Venus. So all we got to do is claim sector here. Boom. Okay, we got a new population. Starts at 25,000 again. These guys want iron ingots. A steady supply of iron ingots. There's a backlog of 1,000 that they want, and then every second they want a quarter of an ingot. So we're going to need to supply that. And then over here on the left on the bottom, we can see what the planet is doing as a whole. It's producing carbon ore, and it wants iron, refined iron, in order to upgrade this carbon production. So we've got quite a bit of iron on us, but let's see what it says here. Build production carbon. Let's see what this says. So this brought up kind of a schematic for what we need to do. Carbon ore goes through an extractor, which looks like that, and gets us this refined carbon, but we don't have that researched yet. And then once that's done, that carbon can go through a stamper and do carbon ingots. So let's say, yeah, we're already researching the carbon extraction. Let's build our station for Venus while we're waiting. Go into blueprints. And again, you can build stations from scratch, but we're going to use the templates they give us initially. We'll probably scrap these later or augment them quite a bit. So I'm going to grab Venus station again. I'll just do build. Steel is the only material we have to build it out of. I'll just put this anywhere. Station Venus, and I'll drag to get this guy to start creating it. Our ship moves a little and then starts doing its thing. You can see the carbon ore is starting to collect on the planet. We can send our ship down. We don't have any carbon on hand, and we're running our batteries pretty low, or at least, you know, we have a ton actually, but we are burning through power without a way to generate it until we go down to the surface and get more of this coal. So let me speed up and we'll get this Venus station built. Okay, I'll slow down. Let's see what else we got. Unlock tech electricity from carbon. All right. Electricity from carbon. It took us right there. Do I have that one researched? I guess so. Let's research that. Electricity from carbon. Our memory has gone up just by colonizing, so we've got a total of 80,000 experience points. We're researching electricity from carbon. Hop out of there. What's the other thing? Build production carbon. I think that will happen once we get the station up. Let's go ahead and fast forward the clock again a bit. Colony request carbon. All right, so if we go to the map, Mars now wants carbon in order to level up. So we're gonna need to provide 500 carbon one time. So it's not a constant demand, it's just an order, 500 carbon. So we'll see if we can get to that. Back to, where are we? This is Venus, right? Let's get our station built. While it's being built, we can kind of take a look and see what's going on here. Got a bunch of research here, which is kind of interesting. Bunch of research stations. Bunch of batteries. And we got a trade hub here to bring carbon up from the planet. Carbon ore. Then we've got some storage for carbon ore. And we've got extractors, it looks like. That's going to get us this regular carbon. So more storage for that once that's produced. And then one of these, the one in the middle, goes straight to a power generator. So we're going to burn this carbon and generate electricity, and it'll charge up these batteries. But then next to it, we've got 2 stampers. And if you look at the bottom, it says those are going to put out carbon ingots. And we've got storage for the ingots, and then we got another power generator that's going to generate electricity from carbon ingots. So right now we're researching electricity from carbon. That's going to allow this little generator to work. And then the next one will be power from carbon ingots, and that'll allow this generator to work. And presumably that's a more efficient way to generate power. All right, it looks like this is built. We need to give it a little bit of power. So we don't need as much. Let's just give it, I don't know, 5,800. This station itself is going to be generating power. We can see it's got two generators here. So we're not going to have to refill this guy's power once it's up and running. Now it's telling us to set the trade station here, or the trade hub, to use carbon ore from the planet. So let's just drag that up. Okay. So it's consuming some power to bring up that carbon. Here comes the carbon ore getting turned into just more pure carbon. These 2 ones on the ends are going to stop because we don't have the technology to make the ingots yet. And the one in the middle is going to send that carbon straight into a power generator. So now this station is generating power for itself. And we should see these batteries actually increase. Yeah, that one just ticked up. There it goes. So this station is all set up to produce power. Okay, let's look at their hints here. We'll just kind of follow the tutorial. Unlock tech carbon ingot. Just click the play button. Takes us right to it. Research. Again, we've got tons of research available. It's about 74,000. That's going. Build an energy carrier and run auto logic. All right, let's do that. We got to go into blueprints. Hit the search button there. We'll go to ships. Look for energy carrier. There's one. Level 1, level 2, level 3. We can only do the level 1s, I think, right now until we get more advanced resources. I don't know if this says, yeah, this needs gold. We don't have gold. Whoops. Let's go back in there. So we'll just focus on level 1s for now. If I click energy carrier 1, we can see it just needs 140 iron. Let's build that just like we built the stations. Build. We'll stick with iron for now. Build. Drag this anywhere. Okay, energy carrier T1 is fine. Then we'll have our ship build it. So I'm just dragging basically from our ship onto the blueprint. Just like we did for the stations. Meanwhile, our station is very slowly recharging its power. But what this ship is that we're building now, this energy carrier, you'll see as it gets constructed, it's basically a ship with just a bunch of batteries. And what this is going to do for us, it's going to allow us to not worry about manually charging our ship. So for example, we saw that our ship right now has no storage of carbon, and we're slowly kind of burning through our batteries as we do this construction, or basically anytime we jump from location to location, or anything we do really, we're burning our electricity and we don't have a way to generate it unless we go back to the planet and get more carbon. And we can do that. If I, down here at the bottom left, if I select the carbon ore and drag it into our storage location for carbon, our robots will dock back up to the ship because we're getting ready to head down to the surface of the planet. And again, you'll notice all these storages are empty for carbon ore. This guy will power up, head down to the planet. And if you look at the supply of carbon here in the bottom left, 292. Boom, just went to 130. There's our ship. And now it has full storage of carbon, and our generators are going full on, and they're starting to charge up our batteries, right? Now the energy ship, actually, let's go get this guy doing his construction job again. They'll probably move closer to it. Yeah. This guy will start constructing. What this energy ship is going to allow us to do is not to have to go down and get carbon. This guy is going to pick up power, probably from our station here at Mars. Probably going to take power from these batteries, load it onto the ship, and then this guy will go to any ship or station that requires power and beam that power onto the ship. So our flagship, we could probably get rid of all of this coal storage and coal processing, all these power plants if we want, as soon as we get this this energy cruiser built. Okay, now our flagship just left on his own to go get more iron because he didn't have enough iron he needs to finish building the ship. So it'll probably be back here in a second. There it is. So you can see it's got tons of iron, and it filled up its storage a little bit with the raw iron. And out come the bots. They're building our energy carrier. Once this is built, we'll have some things to do to get it up, to make it operational. I can go ahead and speed up time a little bit. Okay, you can see the batteries on our station are starting to fill up. Yeah, slow it back down. And you'll notice on our ship, we've burned through all the carbon. We generated electricity from it, but we still didn't fill all our batteries. We got tons of batteries here that are empty. All right, looks like our energy carrier is done. We need to give this a little bit of electricity. We can take it from our station this time. I'll just drag a battery from here over to here. And we can transfer... let's transfer 20,000 because this guy's going to keep generating electricity. So I'm not too worried about that. It's bringing coal up automatically from the planet and turning it into electricity. Okay, now that we've got some initial charge on this guy, I'm going to right click, select auto logic. And basically I'm telling this ship what its role is. So I'm going to set this as an energy carrier. And that tells the ship to go pick up power from where it's being generated and go take it to anybody who needs it. And it's going to refill our station on Mars. Let's see if we can watch that. So here it came, and now it's filling up the batteries here on our Mars station because this guy needs power in order to process iron. So we didn't have to do anything. Just by setting the auto logic on our energy carrier, it knows what to do. And as soon as a station or a ship, I think gets below 20% power, something along those lines, this guy will go get some charge and bring it and charge up whoever needs it. All right, let's go back to Venus. I'll tell you what, why don't we wrap this episode here? We got our energy carrier operational. We've got this guy, our station on Venus is generating power for us. What we need to do, what else do we do? We kind of learned about all the machines on our flagship. Got 2 stations built and built the energy carrier. Next episode, what do we need to do? We need to get iron delivered to Venus. So the purified iron, we'll figure out how to do that. I mean, I could take some down to the planet just manually, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's just see. We got a few more minutes. Let's see if I drag this over here. Will it do anything? Okay, he's going down. He's going down to the planet's surface. Let's see what the 500, if this changes. Okay, we just delivered 100 iron using our flagship. What did that do to us? Well, it used up all of our iron. We had a little bit of iron ore left in our storage, but not a lot. So we are now pretty severely depleted on iron. Okay, here's our energy carrier picking up some energy from the station. But yeah, let's figure out next episode how to do this a little more effectively. Get some iron down to Venus and start supplying the demand of Venus for these iron ingots, right? That's holding back the population. We're not meeting their needs. So the population is just sticking at 25,000. Take a quick look at Mars before we go. Mars, we are supplying iron. We're doing that through this trade hub right here. This is sending refined iron down to Mars. The number's going down here, so that means we're, I think, more than meeting the demand. So that's good. Still kind of slow. Seems like that could be faster. But Mars needs carbon, and eventually Mars needs plastic plates once we can unlock those. All right, let's wrap this one here. First episode of Final Upgrade Season 1. Again, it's early access. It's a very cool game. I know we're getting off to kind of a slow, dry start, but we just got to learn the initial mechanics here, and then we'll be off and running. If you look at the map, there's a huge number of systems to unlock here, and I think there's multiple planets around each one of these systems. So we'll get into that as we go. For now, this is Glidercat signing off saying thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.